All right, next up we've got Brandid presenting our Nkush Segul and Nicola Benson.
All right, Brandid, TechCrunch Disrupt, last presentation of the day. Well, of this section, so time to wake up. Hey! Happy birthday. All right, is this plugged in? This clicker? No, I'll do it for you. I'll plug it in for you. Plug it in. Go. All right, I'm Ankush, CEO of Brandid. Now, I grew up on the shop floors of London's busiest fashion district. I built my last men's retail chain to over $3 million in annual revenue. So trust me, I know how much men hate shopping for clothes. Now, I'm not talking about the fashionistas. I'm talking about the majority of men. Like this guy, average Joe. See, when it comes to shopping, Joe just goes to the mall because he knows that everything's there and eventually he'll find stuff that he can buy. But when it comes to shopping online, he has no idea where to even start. When it comes to fit, Joe just doesn't trust e-commerce. The only way he knows if something's going to fit him is to try it on for real. Now, that's why 93% of men still shop for clothes offline. And when you compare that to women, where more than 50% shop online, you can begin to understand the opportunity. Now, when Joe shops, he normally takes someone with him, someone he trusts, someone to show him all the right stores to go to for his style, show him things to try on. And there's thousands of people out there who do this for their friends already. So it was obvious to us what we needed to do. Brandid is a marketplace that connects men who hate shopping with people that love to shop. And we let you try stuff on before you buy it. But how do our shoppers know what Joe likes to wear? Well, when Joe signs up to Brandid, he meets Mail, our masculine algorithmic learning engine. Mail collects a bunch of data about what Joe likes to wear and what he doesn't, his sizes and his style. Now, can we switch to the iPhone, please? So next time Joe realizes that he needs to buy some tees because they've all got holes in them, all he has to do is open up the app and activate T-shirts on his hit list. Let's activate another couple of items too, show you how this works. So when Joe activates his hit list, we start matching him with shoppers according to his brand ID, the data he gave Mail. Now you can see, a shopper's contacted Joe. So just like in a store, he's got someone to help him shop. But unlike in a store, this person's got all this data about what he likes and what he doesn't. Now as you can see, products can get added to Joe's cart in real time. Now, Joe can click on the products, just like any normal app, check out all the photos. Importantly, he can give feedback on the app to his shopper right there. So his shopper can use this data to give him better recommendations in real time. Now, importantly, our shoppers are amazing at finding cool gear. They don't just find stuff that's on page 1 of Google. They find stuff from any e-commerce site in the world. And they find stuff from boutiques and brands that Joe never would have found himself. So what you're seeing here is a conversation that's occurring between Joe and his shopper around products. And all this data is being stored against his profile, so any shopper in the future from the community can help shop for him. See, this is the magical part. Because shopping for clothes isn't an exact science. It's personal. It requires a human touch. Now, when Joe finds something he does like, we encourage him to try it on a couple of sizes. Because remember, shopping for fit is probably one of the biggest reasons why men don't shop online. The way we solve fit for Joe is by giving him the best return service in the industry. We call it Return Like a Man. All he has to do is select the items he wants to return and choose a time and location where the goods will be collected from him. Can we switch back to the deck, please? So notice, no repackaging, no going to the post office, no 10-hour collection window for FedEx to arrive. Joe doesn't have to lift a finger. As soon as his return's collected, he gets charged for the items that he kept, plus a tip that goes to his shopper. Pretty amazing, huh? So amazing, in fact, that we've already got 20,000 guys signed up to the waiting list, waiting to use the app. But understanding how to scale a marketplace is key to our ability to succeed. Luckily for us, finding people that would love to make money by shopping for our men isn't a hard sell. And Mike Moritz did an amazing job on this stage yesterday of explaining this at a high level. I'm going to tell you how we're handling it from in the trenches. There's 10.5 million underemployed Americans out there. People like Brittany, who's a fashion student, and so many people like her. They end up working in low-paying retail jobs or interning for free. I know because I used to hire them. But you don't have to be a fashion expert to be a shopper at Brandid. We work with people from so many different backgrounds, like DJs, artists, models. The one thing these people all have in common is that they have a great sense of style, and they've got plenty of time to make money by shopping for our men. Now, importantly, we've built a team that's done this all before. We've recruited and trained hundreds of sales assistants. We've built multi-million-dollar e-commerce and retail businesses. And we scaled some of the most important marketplaces out there, like Lyft and Udemy. Now, I experienced the death of retail firsthand. And that's when I realized that the men's retail clothing market is a $500 billion sleeping giant. Because we're not all fashionistas. We don't read or even care about fashion blogs. We built Brandid for the average Joe. So if that sounds like you, go to getbrandid.com. Use the Don't You Know Who I Am code, DisruptSF, to shop like a man and get someone else to do it. Thank you very much.
Brandid, judges, what do you guys think?
So actually, I want to challenge a little bit your value proposition. You know, as a Greek dude, you know, my mom has been taking care of very well, you know, of me, and now my girlfriend too. You know, I outsource everything to them. They buy my clothes, and it's free. So the product, you know, very neat, but it seems like a lot of work and expensive. So
you're lucky you've got a mum who cares and a girlfriend who will do the shopping for you. But there's a bunch of people out there who don't have someone to help them shop for clothes. So these are the kind of people we're targeting. You know, in the testing that we've done, the customers that we get are very well. San Francisco is a great market for us. You know, that 20 to 35-year-old man who doesn't really care about fashion but wants to look good, maybe doesn't have someone to go help him shop. Okay. And that's really our specific target customer. Hi.
Hi. So you have a background in this and men's fashion and all of that. So I'm curious, there seem to be so many shopping sites. What is so special about yours? Is it the shopper? And also, are the shoppers incentivized by the tips that they get?
Arish, you want to answer this?
Yeah, sure. So exactly right on the money. What differentiates us is two things. One is we will live and die by our community. And the shopping community that we create is going to be the unique thing about us. And we already have like such an amazing array of people working with us, signed up to Brandid as shoppers. The second thing that differentiates us is our try it before you buy it feature. Now, this isn't available anywhere. So you can, because we work with every retailer, any brand, anything, we encourage you to try on multiple sizes, get it delivered to your house, and because we have this community-powered network of shoppers who, while they're not shopping, they go and do pickups. So they'll come and pick up the clothes from you, and at that point, you get charged. So that's an experience that you can only have if you have that kind of community.
So it's twofold. It's both discovery and like augmenting the experience, making it way better than anything out there.
And of course, like you must have noticed from our branding that we speak very specifically to a specific kind of guy. And actually, all of the shopping fashion kind of things out there are for this fashion guy. And that's not our guy. Our guy doesn't read fashion blogs, you know? We're for the regular guy. And so that's like, we're very, very highly focused on that. And it's a shame that sometimes we get grouped into this like fashion tech kind of thing. That's not really what we are. We're anti-fashion, you know?
Are you going to use it, Ilya?
You should, because we use your product.
Those jackets don't really look like my style. But I'm glad you guys are using Parse. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
How do you guys scale like the labor? Like, where do you start?
The shoppers?
No, I'm actually more curious about like the pickup, right? Like, how do you make it so that?
So they're one and the same, actually. Yeah. So our shoppers are also the people that, when they're not shopping for people, they go and do collections. Very similar to like your Instacarts and your Postmates. There's actually a really cool company out there called Ship that I know the founder of. He's a great guy. They do something very similar as well. So we recruit shoppers through, actually, most of our shoppers come through recommendations of other shoppers. Very similar to like Lyft. Like the best drivers of Lyft come through recommendations.
Actually, a lot of our shoppers are actually Lyft drivers.
Are you?
They understand the model.
Interesting. How do they feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's this whole sharing economy thing, man. It's like people have free time.
Yeah.
And it's not something that takes away from their additional income, from their existing income. It's additional income. It's like a whole new thing, a whole new market. Are
you starting in a particular city?
So we're starting in San Francisco.
So you related to the question about how you're going to do it logistically. Yes, it's San Francisco only right now, invite only, and obviously that's why.
Yeah, we need to scale supply and demand in an equal ratio, and rolling out city by city like all these other companies do makes total sense.
And how are you bootstrapping this labor market? Are you like paying people even though there's no jobs to do right now?
Yeah.
How do you kick that?
Yeah, so in any marketplace, you need to kind of like help liquidity a little bit by subsidizing the pay.
Yeah, so we're lucky to have Gergen Biani as an advisor, and he's, grew Lyft from zero to what it is now, and we're getting a lot of the expertise of how they did it with Lyft and the paying the drivers first and creating that market.
Okay, and is it going to be more lucrative to work for you or for Lyft in a year or two?
I should say us, obviously, but I mean, generally a lot of these marketplaces, shoppers can earn between $20 and $30, which is very similar. So it's quite comparable. It's just figuring out who it's for, Like some people love fashion and they would be great at doing this. Other people have a car and they could be a Lyft driver. So it's
but everyone who works for you not only needs to love fashion, but also drive around the city all day, right?
No, so they don't. Like you can be a shopper and not do any collections, or you could just do collections and not be a shopper.
And you can be in your bed.
Totally up to you. It's totally up to you.
George, do you have any questions about this?
I don't. I thought it was a very good presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So can I ask final one?
Sure.
It sounds a little bit labor intensive. How do you scale this?
For us?
For you, like from margin.
The best thing about this, so we've done retail, we've done e-commerce, and one of the things that we always wanted to avoid going forward in any business that we did was not having to touch inventory, not holding any stock, not doing logistics. And actually what we do allows us to scale much quicker than any other e-commerce company because of those reasons. Our distribution and our reverse logistics is distributed through our shoppers. So our shoppers will collect stuff and they'll go home and drop it to the post office. We actually never touch stock. And we always wanted to make sure that was the case in any business.
So about labor intensive, you're talking about the returns. Because actually, that's the really interesting part about the business, is because it's like a distributed reverse logistics system. Because you understand what I mean. So the shoppers go and they'll do the collections throughout the day, and then they'll go home in their living room and sort all the stuff out, pack it up, send it off to the post office in one shot. And it's like a logistics center, but it's distributed.
We're out of time, but great job, you guys.